here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Today we're going to make a card using Fanciful Fragrance. Not quite sure what we're going to do yet, we're just going to craft on the hop. We do have the 24-hour flash sale in Stampin' Up today, and I do believe this is on the list, so have a look. It's a very long list, there's lots of stamp sets on there, and you can bag yourself some right bargains, 15% off everything on the list. Alright, so go and have a look. You can see everything that's on there over on my Stampin' Up selling page, and their links are all in the description box below. So let's have a look. So I'm going to use Rococo Rose, and I've grabbed this piece of DSP, whose name has totally escaped me. I always leave everything I've used and the measurements over on my blog at Scrimpingmommy.co.uk, so if I miss any measurements out or if I forget the names of things, they'll be over there. So I'm going to cut this A4 piece to 4 1/8 first of all. Okay, and I'm going to score it at 5 7/8 to fold it in the middle. Let me just move my cutting blade out. Oops. Move my cutting blade out of the way and use the scoring blade. Alright, and that is the fold of my card. And then I'm just going to cut my very vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to cut it 1/4 of an inch shorter on both sides. So that makes that 3 7/8. Is that 1/4 of an inch? Yes, it is. 3 7/8. By 5 5/8. And I'm going to cut 2 of those. So 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. 5 5/8. So one's going to be for the front and one is going to be for the inside. Hopefully I've cut those correctly. We'll see in a minute, won't we? Alright, I'm just going to move my trimmer out of the way for one moment. Whoops, a daisy. And I'm going to stick one of these on the inside, if I can get my glue flowing. Oh. Of course it's blocked up. Yes, it's about to be. I don't know where my big pokey tool is either. Let me see if I can give it a squeeze. Oh, come on, German Customs, let me have my Tombow back. Because this alternative glue just isn't cutting it. However, okay, now I've got a lopsided hole in my glue now. Or some sauce, that's just what we need. Never mind. Alright, so let me get this on here. And I'll just have to make do and mend with this inferior glue. Right. So that is my inside panel done. Let me just get that on straight. There we go. And then I'm not, as I've said, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. We are crafting on the hop. So that's straight now. So I'm just going to bob that to one side to dry, because what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a little bit of ripping and tearing. So let's have a look. Okay, bit of collaging I think we're going to have. Bit of collage. I like a bit of collage. See what we end up with. Okay, a bit smaller. Good thing about collage is, you know, it doesn't matter if you haven't got straight edges, etc, etc. It really does not matter. In fact, the less straight the better. In actual fact. So I'm just going to rip up that edge as well. I want a slight straight edge just there, because I'm going to layer that to the edge of my cardstock, but we don't want it all neat and tidy, so I'm just going to rag it up with my scissors. Alright, and then I did grab a little sponge, I think. Yes, there we go. And I'm using crumb cake and Rococo Rose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my crumb cake here, and I'm going to use it to just ink the edges of my ripped up paper, just to give it a little bit of a aged, distressed look. Okay. Bit more ink on there, please. Alright. I want it to really look like I've gone to town on it. And then for this, we don't want this nice and neat either. I'm going to distress let me just move my ink pad so I don't get all bits of paper in it. Just give that a really good roughing up with the edge of my scissors there. Okay, get rid of those bits, and then I'm going to ink all the edge of this one as well. Okay. Sorry if my table's wobbling. I'm a bit mindful of the time scale of my videos. Let me just move that out of the way. Let's have a little bit of Rococo Rose as well. So then we've got that brown and that kind of rosy colour. That's pretty, isn't it? I like the mixture of those two. So don't forget, your inks are for more than just stamping. You can use them to ink the edges of things. They're very, very effective. That's lovely, I love that. Okay, so let's decide whereabouts we're going to have those. So I'm going to have that one there, and then I'm going to layer that one on the top like that. So what I'm doing now is I'm just assessing what room I've got to stamp, because I want various things on here. I want the script and I want those perfume bottles. Okay, I might stamp my sentiment on the inside. We shall see. Okay, so I've not used these. It's new to me, is this stamp set. And what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to, I think, stamp my perfume bottles, and then I'll know how much space I've got. And I want to stamp them in the Rococo Rose. I'm getting plenty on there, but I think I might just stamp off. So I'm just grabbing some random scrap paper from the, yes, I need to stamp off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-ink it all, and I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp it on my card like there. Okay, hopefully I'm in shot. Alright, now I'm not worried if I've got inky finger marks on my card or anything, because, you know, I'm going for a vintage look, it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to load up my script stamp, and I'm going to do that in the crumb cake. I'll just bring my scrap paper over again, because I'm not 100% sure which way up this stamps. So let's have a look. Okay, that's the right way up. Alright, so we're going to just stamp quite randomly over my card. Some of it might show, some of it might get covered up. I'm not sure yet. Alright, I'm not too worried. So that's that, and then I quite like this floral, little corner floral here, which is this one. Okay, so I think I might try that in, see what that looks like. I'll just bob that in the top corner there, because I think that's quite pretty. Yeah. So I want that in Rococo Rose. Alrighty. But I'm going to stamp it off, as I don't want it too strong. There we go. Alright. So what I'm going to do now as well is I'm just going to, before I put my other layers on, I'm going to just flick some of that colour over the edges, and we're going for a shabby vintage feel today. Alright, so I'm just going to go a little bit of ink in on the corners just to give that vintagey, nice vintagey look. And the Rococo Rose is perfect for this, absolutely perfect. And go on those corners as well. And then if we've got any gaps when we've done our kind of collaging, it'll look awesome. And what I'm also going to do is just quickly rub over the back to make sure that there's no cream, very vanilla, sorry, showing in the sides there. Just move that out of the way, just get rid of all those bits. So now this is where we can do some collage. I'm going to stick this one on first. So I'm going to have to put a new nozzle on this glue bottle because I've split it with my pokey tool. And now it's all askew with, but not to worry. Okay. So now I've got my perfume bottles. I'm not bothered if I ever so slightly cover those up or cover a bit of it up. So I do want that script on that right in there to be straight. So let's just pull that over a bit. Alright, and then we'll have this part on. On this side I want the flowers showing. Come on, glue, don't be naughty. I'm going to have to get myself a different bottle of glue on my desk. I think I've ruined the tip on this one, trying to get it open. Right, so I'm just going to layer that just over the top like so. Okay, so we've got that layered look. Let me just pull it over a little bit like so. And where it's just a little bit long there, what I'm going to do is just rip it off while it's still wet. Just nip it off with my fingers. I'm going to leave that bit and then just go back over ever so slightly. Now I did bring in some of the Rococo Rose ribbon, but I don't know if I want it. I don't know. I think it'll spoil it if I add ribbon. I think I'm going to leave it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick a sentiment. And I like this one. You've always been there for me, now I'm here for you. So that's that one. Alright. Doesn't have to be complicated. We'll sort this out and then we will put our... For some reason my fingers are ever so yellow. Try and get that straight on my block, like so. And then I'll give it a stamp and see if it's the right way up. And I'm going to use Rococo Rose again. So we're limiting the colours to just 2. Makes it more frugal for those that don't have a billion colours. And I'm all for that. Right, let me see if that's straight. Okay. It's fairly straight. It'll do. It's alright for me. And then I will just, to be just a little bit different, I think I'm just going to stamp it in the bottom corner there. It doesn't have to be in the middle. There's no law says it does. So there you go. Alright, close them ink pads. And then I'm going to adhere my card front to my card base with some more glue, like so. Just get that closed and we can get that on there, like so. Alright, and that is on nicely. Give that a press. And we can let that dry. And what I'm just going to do is reach for some pearls. Pearls, I think I want. Oops! I'm crashing. I'm wheeling myself around the craft room and I'm crashing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scatter a couple of these little pearls inside, if I can get hold of them, in the middle of this little flower. On there. Where else can we put one? I do like pearls, they're ever so pretty, aren't they? And we'll have one there. And we'll leave it at that. Okay. So there we have a very pretty shabby vintage card using the beautiful Fanciful Fragrance, which is 10% off during the 24-hour flash sale on the 23rd of October. So, you know, go and pick it up. It's ever so pretty. And I think you can make beautiful, beautiful cards with it. I'll just zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. I hope you like that quick card. I hope you'll give it a try, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.